Superstar in your own Talking. Hi! Oh my god! Yeah!
Let's make sure it's crack-a-lackin'.
Can you hear us well? Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now? Can you tell me how you feel? Tell me how you feel, Kevin.
Christina,
Tell me how you really feel.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
You know how brothers fist fight?
Yeah.
Do you think... I'm sure this is a weird question. So I'm just going to preface
Well,
it.
we don't accept weird questions here.
So,
Only normal ones.
okay. When brothers fight, you don't really call it like domestic abuse. As long as they're
It depends.
Yeah, it depends. If it's like an abusive thing where like the big brother's like beating up the little brother. But if they're like close in age and they're kind of just like fighting.
Mm-hmm.
In
you
the
mean
way.
like tussling?
Yeah, like tussling.
Like when dogs play with each other.
Well, it's not really playing. Like when my brother and I used to like tussle.
Uh-huh.
It was me bullying him, you know.
Oh, that's not cool.
No, it wasn't cool. But it's weird how like that sort of thing is just no one really thinks about it like it's fucked up or like...
I don't know. I kind of do. If I had two sons and one of them socked the other one for no reason, I'd be like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, like my parents didn't ever punish me for like holding David down and like spitting on his face or whatever I was doing. Yeah.
Did they know that you were doing it?
If they caught me doing it, they would be like, Kevin, get off your brother, you know, but not like, you go to your room, young man. You do not treat your brother that way.
That's just like considered normal behavior.
Yeah, totally.
Among boys.
It's like, yeah, of course, boys are going to be boys. Boys, like the older brother's going to like bully the younger brother.
Well, I think we know that has turned out to be problematic.
Yeah, it's super problematic. And it's funny because now David bullies me because he's like much stronger than me. He's like always
he
like...
holds you down.
He
and
holds
spits
me
in your
down and
face.
spits in my
He
face.
does that every day on tour.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's like my least... That's why I hate going on tour. It's just like all of the bully karma that I get back from David.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? You
Yeah.
know, that kind of shit.
Someone's got to crack the whip.
Yeah. But here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I probably shouldn't even ask this question online because it could be a problem.
You're going to spark controversy?
It might spark a little bit of a controversy. Okay, so say there's a male gay couple and they're like similar build, you know, and they're like similar, like aggressive.
Is this going to be like, let's figure out who's abusive in the rhetorical situation?
I guess more the real question is like, you know, like if you and I have like a couples fight, which we've been having recently.
Yeah.
If we were, I was just thinking like we would never ever consider like pushing each other or punching each other or like putting one or the other one in a headlock or whatever, you know what I mean? Like the shit that like that boys do with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just wondering if like, is that a thing in male gay couples where like if they're fighting, like verbally fighting about like a couple's issue, if like it will turn into like a tussle because like men are just more like encouraged to tussle.
Well,
in general.
It does seem like people who are socialized as men have learned to deal with their emotions in that way, and that I think it could be like super problematic if two people are enabling each other like that.
To tussle.
But, you know, a lot of women think it's okay for them to tussle.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of feels
at
like
their partners.
Like there's nothing inherently wrong about getting physical with someone who's also okay with being physical, you know what I mean? Like boxers or like wrestlers do it all the time.
You're in a space where you're consenting to physical violence.
Yeah. Like
it's different.
Two gay male wrestlers who fall in love would probably wrestle each other when they got mad with each other. You know what I mean? Like if they're having like a couples fight, it would probably turn into...
I don't think so, because I don't think relationship problems can be solved with force.
Well,
so
they're
I think
never
that's
solved
gonna always
with force.
Inherently be unhealthy and toxic.
Yeah, they're never solved with force, but maybe it could be potentially therapeutic for people who are used to wrestling as like a form of like venting their frustration or
Who do
whatever.
you think it's more therapeutic for, the one who punches the other one in the face?
I'm
or
not
the one who
saying
gets
punching. I
punched
mean,
in the
like two
face?
gay boxers might start punching each other in the face with gloves. You know, they're probably not gonna like.
Why do they have to be gay boxers?
Because that's the only scenario where it's not like, you know, it's like still following the archetype of like the athletic aspect of like a, you know, totally normalized thing like boxing or
Mhm.
wrestling or like ultimate fighting or whatever, you
Mhm.
know, or it could be two lesbian women, or it could be a, you know, a heterosexual couple where they're both ultimate fighting champions. Like whatever it is, like there's all the different scenarios where it could be a situation where like,
You want to find the perfect situation where a couple can fight out their problems physically.
yeah, and not necessarily like
It's troubling for me to
no,
hear.
no, not. I'm not saying like the one who dominates will be the one who wins the argument. I'm just like saying out
You
loud,
want
like,
to blow off steam physically.
would that be a way that like a couple could like blow off steam physically, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think that any sort of like blowing off steam phically is a bad thing? That like you
I
should
mean, no, I
only
think
use the
blowing
words-
off steam physically is great, but like go for a run or like.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a couples. It shouldn't be like a
No.
collaborative thing. It should only be like one person like running it out or
Yeah.
like swimming it out or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You didn't think it'd be bring them closer together, like to like wrestle together?
No.
Because there's hate in their heart or anger in their heart?
I mean, if it's like playful wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if it's wrestling, it would the competitive nature would kick in and it would stop being playful like pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Because whoever is like really the strongest person would want to show that they're the strongest person.
Mm-hmm.
So it would just be kind of Bad News Bears. Have you ever seen Bad News Bears?
Mm-hmm.
What's your feeling on it?
I love it. I think
love
it's
it
a great movie.
I love Bad News Bears. Walter Matthau is the drunken coach, right? Is that who?
I saw it so long ago, I don't remember any specific information about it
Mm-hmm.
other than like some close-ups of like snot bubbles and like some funny falling down moments.
Yeah, there might be like a lot of like racist, homophobic shit in there. It's been so long since I saw it.
Yeah, probably.
So how have you been, Christina? You haven't been sleeping well.
I have not. I'm a little grumpy today. Not feeling great. Not my best. I don't know how the late night talk show hosts can muster it up every night.
Yeah, I think they just have to be filled with rage, seething rage.
I mean, I wonder if just all the like love and praise they get is enough that like nothing can shake them.
But doesn't it seem like a lot of them have like bad reputations? Like David Letterman is like always, or people like, he has like a bad reputation for being kind of an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just the lifestyle would just turn you into like a total introvert where you're just like, in your normal life, like I don't want to talk to fucking anybody.
So you have to be like a little bit bad at show business if you want to be a good person.
Yeah, probably.
Someone's asking in the chat if I've beaten the chess robot again.
Oh, you beat a chess robot? Is that what you call me?
I did. No, I did not beat you in chess, as you know. Last night we were playing chess,
we had a
and
bad couples moment.
I am learning how to play chess right now. And I made a move, and Kevin laughed, and he said, "Are you trying to lose?"
Well, only
At
because
this point,
it was the second move in a row that I didn't understand. But then I realized what a fucking dick I was being by saying that, you know. And I felt like such an asshole because
it's
like,
good that you felt that
yeah,
way.
because I have played chess for a lot longer, and of course when I first started playing chess, I would make mistakes like that, and I still make mistakes like that, and so I was just being an asshole.
Yeah.
So I'd like to publicly apologize
Thank you.
to Christina Schneider for all of the pain I caused her.
I am reviewing your apology, and I'll let you know what we decide.
Have you ever had someone not accept your apology?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about apologies and accepting apologies because people are apologizing so much lately and like making their YouTube video of them crying. And it's like, on one hand, I think a very positive thing to be able to accept an apology. To me, that shows like strength in you. And, it, you know, not because it's like good for the other person, but it's just good for you. You know, it's like the...
Yeah, you're able to let it go once you accept the apology.
Yeah.
I feel like in order to accept an apology, you have to want to allow them to let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But on the other hand, apologies can be so insincere and so empty, and it can be really hard to apologize in a sincere way, but it's really easy to apologize in an insincere way and without understanding harm you've caused. Or so I don't know.
Totally.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
I've only been a part of one apology that wasn't accepted. It wasn't me apologizing or not accepting.
Mm-hmm.
It was just I was in the area when it occurred,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Whoa! I've never heard that before. I never heard someone say like, I don't accept your apology."
Oh yeah, you had someone actually say that to you.
Not to me personally.
Oh really?
No. Well, I'm sure people have not accepted my apologies in the past too.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? All you can do is like figure out what you did wrong, and then express that to the person that you wronged.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they don't accept it, then, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's out of your hands at that point.
Well, an apology is a weird thing because it's not really any kind of compensation for what you may have done. You know, you can never undo things.
No.
But you can like take steps to make things better.
Mm-hmm.
An apology is like the smallest step.
Step one.
Step
0.5. We should start a self-help group for those who wish to become more apologetic. I just want to apologize all day long.
I want to play a song by my friend Omeed Goodarzi. And this is from their latest album. We're going to talk to Omeed in a minute, but I want to listen to this song first. And then we're going to jump on the horn with them.
Yeah.
The video horn.
Yeah. Jasper's gone, but I hear his song. Don't be long, Jasper. Ever change your point of view? It could do a lot to you. But first you've got to has changed again.
Hi. Hello.
Wow. Inferring the trees. The play can begin with surprising ease. Surprising ease.
Okay, here we go.
Some.
Okay.
Unmute.
Omeed, can you hear us? Wait, now we need Omeed to unmute.
Hello.
Yeah!
Yay!
Hey, what's up?
That was such a funny me failing to communicate what was happening.
That's okay. I don't know how to do these things,
Yeah,
So.
we don't either.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us on our Zoom.
Thanks for having me on your Zoom. What's going on?
We were just listening to some tunes from Pickled Dawn.
Very chill. Very chill.
Yeah, fucking amazing record.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
did think the drum sounded a little bit thin, though.
Don't you think? I think they do sound a little bit thin. I think that
I'm joking.
that opinion's kind of underrated in the biz.
I was
And-
joking to people who weren't on the phone with Omeed and I last night. Omeed told me that was an insecurity that you had about it, which I understand because I have many insecurities about my own music, but I think it's so funny because it's so not true.
No, I think it sounds perfect.
Oh, thank you. I'm like a little bit. Well, the thing is with that shit, and I told Christina this last night, but I was so high on methodology that I used to wear headphones, and I would only see the levels of things, and I was like, all right, that's good.
Wow.
And so, and a little bit like I wasn't thinking really. So I was trying to be really in the moment,
Yeah.
not like in my headphones.
Well, I think it's a success. I think that what you did was correct.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're just kind of using the force.
The force. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's it. Yes.
So it's funny.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, you saw a signal, but this signal could have been or something.
I
or-
know. I know. And I've been accused of phase cancellation, which I would never do intentionally.
Oh, my God.
I
You
don't.
guys know. You're in the biz.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that means.
I don't either.
But you've been accused of it.
I've been accused in multiple scenarios. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it's really weird when you are messing with phase and you're like flipping, you're like inverting the phase or whatever on a mic
Yeah,
pre
yeah.
if you have two mics. So basically, if you have like two mics recording the same source, then if they're out of phase, then it affects the way that it sounds.
Uh-huh.
So then you can like flip the phase on one of the mics and see if
Mhm.
it makes it sound better. But it's always kind of like I flip it, I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. And then I flip it back and I'm like, that sounds cool too. It's music, you know?
I know. That's the thing. And they say this shit to you, these condescending people. You just gotta use your ears, and that is like some dark magic.
I
thing
know.
don't understand.
I guess it,
like,
like-
every time
I don't
like
have ears.
even Kevin, and I know Kevin's not like a pretentious bullshitter, but Kevin will show me something and I'm like, I don't hear the difference. I don't know what's wrong with me, but like
Yo,
I don't
God
hear it.
bless. Yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah, with the phase that it can like cut low end out of it or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it can,
Apparently, I cut it all out. And it was cool. I felt like Captain Beefheart.
yeah. I'm surprised that the internet allows your music to exist.
I have so much clipping, digital clipping.
Really?
I go hard on the digital. I was like, it's the new paradigm.
But it's
that's-
such a like arbitrary rule that you need this low end there. Don't you feel like that?
I know.
I f-
That, yeah. So arbitrary. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so funny because like I was thinking about that, like if people have like I've been this way like my whole life, but I'm only slowly like kind of getting out of it, just like obsessing over mixing and feeling like, oh, the mix is like the most important thing. But I realized yesterday actually that like the mix is almost the least important thing. That like the arrangement
Mhm.
and the lyrics and the playing, all of these things are infinitely more important than like, oh, is that tambourine too loud or is that vocal too mid-rangey? To me, like when I listen to something, my ears like instantly just adapt to the atmosphere that's created in the song.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? And then like, so some things could sound like hi-fi or whatever, and like, holy shit, that's like, that sounds huge or whatever. But then other things that sound small don't bother me, you know, like hissy things don't bother me. And like nothing, it's not like, oh, I can't listen to this because of whatever, for the most part. You know, like some like heavy metal from the 90s, it's hard for me to get into just because there's almost like nothing. Like it's obviously like virtuosic, like whatever.
Which is
It's
weird
like,
because you love heavy metal from like the 2000s.
no, yeah, it's true. Well, I do. I mean,
No.
no, but I mean, I like. I mean, is like Rage Against the Machine considered heavy metal, or is that something else?
Is that heavy metal or is
That's
that
like
rap
rap
metal?
rock.
Yeah.
It's like rap metal,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's the metal in there.
but it's pretty angry, man. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're afraid of mixing with the darkness, you know, I'd just stop right there. I was really into metal for a long time.
Really?
I was
What
in-
kind of metal?
Oh, I loved it all. I liked really technical metal, and I liked really sludgy metal. I was I was in a hardcore scene growing up, so in a ska scene. That's embarrassing.
Oh my god, me too. Well, I wasn't in any scene because I didn't have any friends, but I loved ska music.
Dude, yeah.
I heard that as one word. I heard that as
What?
in a ska scene.
In a
Oh,
ska
yeah.
scene.
That'd be a nice name for somebody.
That's the sequel to Koyana Scotzi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a really well-respected director
In a ska scene.
in a ska scene.
So,
Whoa.
Omeed, so to like start this conversation, last
Please.
night I've been in this realm of like totally romanticizing DIY like punk culture because I'm now like on a label, and they're a small label, but I think because I'm like outside of this scene, I've been romanticizing it. And then I was talking to Omeed last night, and Omeed made me feel better about
There you go.
not being part of that anymore. And then I was trying to explain to Kevin like kind of what we talked about, and the main obstacle that I ran into is that Omeed, you're much smarter and more eloquent than I am about it. So I was hoping we could.
I'm flattered. Kevin, did you watch that movie that I sent Christina about those the Muslim punk bands?
Yeah, well, we didn't. We started it, but we didn't finish it. But we actually have a scene queued up that we were gonna play after we're done talking. That we
The
thought was-
scene that
Yeah.
we just ended on was the scene where like the Uber punk is talking about the dream he had about hanging out with Johnny Cash.
And the whole thing about marginalized subcultures.
Yeah.
He's creating a patchwork of marginalized subcultures as a way of dealing with not being punk and yet not being Muslim at the same time.
Yeah. So like what this movie is so confusing to me.
Oh yeah.
And
It's very confusing.
you said it's made by a white guy trying to reform Islam. What is
Yeah.
in
So-
what way?
So there is this guy. This is like all based on. So that film you guys were watching was
What's it called, by the way?
it's called-
Takwakor.
Yeah, Takwakor.
Okay.
He started this. Well, okay, so you have to go back. This guy, he's like this white dude, and I don't like kind of hold that against him, but it's like, it's so sociologically relevant or something.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you can't not. And like he wanted to be like involved in Islam, so he went to Saudi Arabia to be a sheikh, and then Islam was too strict for him, so he went back and he wrote this fictionalized story about this Middle Eastern punk scene that existed in America. And he wrote this novel and then created the actual scene that he was
so
talking
wild.
about in his book. And then, like that movie is so, I feel like, specific to my experience, like that he talks about being in 5th grade when 9/11 happened. And like, I was in 5th grade when 9/11, like I am that boy in a lot of what they really dumb, naive one that's like, that's not Islam. Don't you know that? Like, and I didn't even grow up in like a Islamic family, but I live in my parents are like very traditional and first generation immigrants. Anyway, the story is that like he made that scene and then started taking the bands that he had kind of like divinated into being and brought them to Saudi Arabia, and then like went into these like basement milieus of the Saudi Arabian world and like taught them to be punk and was like kind of like their shaman. Like they're like, but like the thing is, to me, it's just like, first of all, like punk is so fucking goofy. I mean, it's like, it's
that
like
scene where he's like outside the window playing that guitar solo. I mean,
know.
like his shirt off, and the guy's just like in my window. looking at him. It's like very homoerotic too.
extremely homoerotic. I don't want to ruin this story because I know you haven't finished it.
I know,
The
I haven't.
ending is really funny
Okay.
because it ends in the most punk way imaginable. I'll just like leave it with that because I know when you see it, you'll understand exactly why it's so punk. But yeah, like I guess like my real feeling about DIY as it relates to that is that, there are these like templates for like engagement in like a social democracy.
Mm-hmm.
And what we actually do here in the United States and in our big media culture is we export those templates to other places. And that is something that, like, if you know anyone who was around during the Iranian Revolution, I was telling Christina, there's like an analog for like the Iranian Madonna who would go through all the same phases as Madonna. And like the like Leave It to Beavery kind of like 50s reality was becoming exported into this like culture that had just had like a military coup which reinstated a monarch, and the monarch was just so pro-West that eventually when like the ferment of the society like dissolved with the revolution, like they wanted to cast out like all Western influence because there is this like kind of like corrosive aspect of like punk or whatever that is like, and I say this being like the biggest Crass fan in the world. Like I love Crass. Like they're my favorite band, like easily my favorite band. Just because like they don't even like play music on a level. They're just like so beyond music. It's
Totally.
amazing.
They're just artists, like all the
I
best
know.
musicians. Yeah,
Yeah, they're just visual. Like, they're like visual artists that make music, and that
totally.
I really identify with that. Like I don't think I'm like, because I didn't go to music school or anything.
Oh,
I
really?
really-
I thought that you studied music just because you know so much about music theory and speak so eloquently about it.
I studied philosophy in college, but I did learn from like this amazing drummer, Milford Graves, when I was in college, and he was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's an improviser. You know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's super cool. And you know, that was like huge for me. And then I like met all the Brattleboro people, and you know, that was also like a big learning how to be a musician, a real good like playing, practicing, you know,
Yeah.
all that stuff. I was in a band in high school too, but it sucked.
And it was funny to hear about your like emo teenage success.
Oh my God, I know. There's too much fucking evidence of my life before I was like conscious, you know what I mean? But whatever. It's like, it's the new truth right now. It's like your embarrassing teenage past. It's like,
Yeah.
it'll be okay. It's what I keep telling myself.
But what were you saying about the DIY scene being like sort of toxic and
Right.
not as like enlightened as we'd all like it to be?
Right. So like we on a certain level like want to assert this idea that like a social democratic identity is something that is embodied within the punk. Like a punk could be like a libertarian, but it could also be like a socialist. Like punk isn't like ideological. Its only real credo is to negate. And negation is this like really funny spiral that you can like fall down. And like sometimes like I think the toxic thing about punk is that some people thrive to be like the best punks, which is to kind of like become an idea. You know what I mean? Like and that being said, like if I met like someone in crazy Liberty spikes, like dressing like a 70s punk or something, you know, the kind people would take photos with, I almost am like, you are beyond punk. It's like, what? You're like a peacock. You're like
you're like a sculpture. Yeah.
I know. And that's cool. Like, I like the idea of people becoming ideas.
But yeah, I see what you mean about the ethos being non-existent in a way and like valorizing it at the same time.
Yeah. It's a little too ideological. It's a little too void of ideology in a weird way.
But it's so like, here's my ideology, which is completely
I know.
But don't you think in a way, it's like you and I were saying yesterday, or I was saying, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but like to me, punk and feminism are similar in the sense that like everybody has their own brand of punk or their own brand of feminism, and no one can really say like, no one can like define it for another person. So like for one person, punk might just be a fashion statement or some retro fashion statement or whatever.
Sure.
And then for some people,
but
punk.
I think the similarity there is that like these are just catch-all phrases that can be diluted so easily to only serve your purposes.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was just having that discussion about how, you know, especially on the radical left, like there is a tendency to think that like whatever like discourse that you're a part of is like ubiquitous with like a process of freedom. And I honestly feel like there is a lack of like intellectual humility on the left, where we're actually like not sure about like the nature of language and how it shapes like the text they're all like pulling from, those like 20th century like, you know, post-structuralist texts, like they never end with like some ubiquitous method of deconstruction or of reappropriating the tools of epistemological oppression. Like it always ends with like an open question and like, you know, a willingness to like delve deep. You know what I mean? Like there's no like text where Derrida says like any reading of a book is as good as any other. Like that, it's just like, but like you find people who will distill these like radical philosophies and interesting things into these like, I don't know if you know, do you know the School of Life videos? You know, they're on YouTube. They're like popular philosophy, like 2-minute chunk videos. And whenever I have a discussion with someone, I feel like I'm actually just talking to those videos. and so I have this like mental gymnastics.
Because you mean it's like a weird like caricature of an actual philosophy, or?
Yeah, totally. Like it's just a popular oversimplification of something that is actually like and I'm not trying to be like, you gotta read the fucking canon to understand anything. Like, I'd
Yeah.
hate to be that person in this scenario. I'm just saying that there's a lot of shorthand going on, especially when the stakes are so high. Like, I feel like you guys feel that, right? Like,
Yeah,
the
totally.
stakes are really high.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you feel like, oh God, what did I do? Did I disaffiliate myself from the proletariat class that will come to inherit the earth? I mean, only
Yeah.
time will tell. I don't know. Am I just a reactionary?
Totally.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you guys are open to at least talking about that,
Well, you introduced me to Porist, and
Oh yeah.
Porist really opened my mind to all of this stuff, because I think I was really like, this is the path to freedom, is like my punk art life.
Yeah.
And I feel like Porist was like, that's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And
totally.
like, go deeper. And
Yeah. Well, that guy Mark Gerges is really, he runs Sublime Frequencies.
Yeah.
You guys familiar with that label? So, what's interesting about Sublime Frequencies? Is it the music, or is it? And I mean this with all humility, right? But is it the music, or is it the idea that, like, punk can be a transcultural experience, that, like, it's just part of living in a society that deals with mechanical reproduction, maybe, you know what I mean? And he even said that he started his label after 9/11 to promote this idea that, punk was maybe a ubiquitous thing, and then realized himself that, oh no, what I'm actually doing is, exporting my own projection onto the world. And he went to go live in Egypt. And I don't know, Kevin, if you ever listen to his music, like Let's Roll and that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wonder what you think about that. Like,
I love it. I mean, it's humorous, know. I think that's kind of the intent as well. It's like darkly humorous, but it's also illuminating, and to me it doesn't feel radical. I kind of realized that, like, there's nothing radical about the truth or uncovering the truth,
Yeah.
and that there's nothing toxic about uncovering the truth.
It
That's
felt
very
very
true.
radical to me when I heard Porist for the first time.
Well, radical in what sense? I mean, just because you hadn't heard a voice like that before?
No, just the things that he was saying, like criticizing. He has this line. He's not like criticizing, but the thing he says, like, have the. He's talking about like the culture warriors, the LGBTQ culture warriors, and have them ready by Monday. Like,
yeah.
These, like, using all of these like things that I used to think of as like little pockets of resistance in like a oppressive world, and then seeing how those are actually part of oppressive worlds, and that felt radical to me.
Just like any community.
I mean, any community can be used against any
absolutely.
other community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sure. Definitely. I remember listening to that and feeling like finally, because do you guys remember like people like Richard Dawkins?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like the whole popular new atheism movement was really actually extremely Islamophobic.
Yeah.
Totally.
And like
it took a while for people to notice that too.
I know. And I think that what Kevin was saying about the truth not being that radical, I always take it to mean something like I was on a hike the other week with my friend, and we were like having this like philosophical conversation while we were like panting, because I'm like kind of like that, like I just want to get it out. And like as we reach the like top of the mountain, like we come to a conclusion, and I realized that like I realized, and I kind of said this, like, we're in the truth, like whatever we're trying to like uncover, like we are already present inside of. Like, it's not a veil that needs to be lifted, it's more like a line that needs to be drawn from your words to where you are. And I feel that way so deeply that like even in this banal scenario of a video chat, like that there could be something that I don't know, like, you know how like Dougie from Twin Peaks like sees things like,
Mhm.
like there could just be like this, like these little things, I don't know, like, that like point you. I don't know. It'll become clear. The truth of all of this, it's here. It's happening. Right? I don't know. So there's my.
No, I like that idea. And I feel like that, like, not like if you can really feel that to be true, that's like what drives people like us, I think, to poetry and art, because it's so hard to actually talk about the truth.
Right.
Right?
Well, it's interesting. I feel like because like on all sides, like on the right, like the far right, or anybody that's like kind of tuned in to
Yeah.
politics and tuned in to just whatever socioeconomic issues, like they're tuned in. So like the alt-right people, even though like they're receiving information and they're getting it wrong, in my, from my perspective,
Yeah.
they are receiving information and they're filtering it through their brains and they're trying to figure out, is this true or not? Like if just like, for example, if I read something, like if someone says chord progressions are inherently racist, and I'll hear that and think about it and be like,
That's a real email that I got, by the way.
and
That is hilarious.
and then I have to like process it and be like, no, it's not true, So
Oh no, that's not true at all. What is that reasoning? That is, I want to meet that person so bad.
It was funny because like this person who I don't know has been emailing me these very like cryptic emails for a long time, and this is the first time that they said something actually concrete. And it's funny because I really like his writing, like the way he writes. I'm like very compelled by it. So I read that and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I do not agree with that at all.
yeah,
No
most of the time
way.
it's like non sequiturs, right? It's just like something like apropos of nothing.
Yeah,
but then
totally.
that
Just-
actually connected to something you had said, you tweeted or something
Yeah,
about
totally.
Joni Mitchell's chord
yeah,
progression.
because I was talking about how much I love Joni Mitchell's chord progressions.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah. Her chord progressions are incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, well, can I just say something about this? They don't use chords in world music or something. I spent a lot of time in the world music milieu growing up because my parents are classical Persian musicians, and I grew up with like all of these like well-renowned like Persian musicians with like they were like DIY cats, but for people from Iran coming here to play sitar and stuff. And I will
That's so
just say
cool.
that like the new like Turkish music, like the new like Persian music, like has chords. They have chord progressions. Like even their instruments, they're not set up to like play chords. Like they're tuned in fifths. Like come on, like our guitars are tuned in.
I
are
don't
in
understand that.
fourths.
Like all music has chords. I mean, even if you're playing like monophonic instruments, you're creating
Yeah.
chords with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
It seems like honestly, I think that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
I agree, but I'm also like I hate to be the person that's like that's bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you have to. I mean, like, who's that person that like really, that troublemaker, the Greek guy that's like always getting like kicked out of college campuses.
Oh, Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah.
Oh, Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of like a sort of person that like their brain is kind of interesting because like some like totally crazy sentence will be formed in their brain and then they'll say it out loud and then they're like free speech or whatever. And then everyone's like, that sentence sucks, man. The
I
idea
know.
behind that sentence is no good.
Yeah.
So maybe you didn't need to say it. But like, well, free speech.
Yeah, it's funny to think about this new fervor for defending free speech. It always comes up again when people just want to say their bad ideas and not have to think about them.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there has to be, I feel like, you can say whatever you want, but then you can't expect everyone to love you for saying what you want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, that's the thing is like, don't criticize me, free speech. It's like, you have the right to say whatever you want, but then
Yeah.
you don't have the right to like shield yourself from criticism for the things you say.
Totally.
Totally. I think you should be free to say what you want and mean it, and also have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
And like the world will teach you, and it won't be like perfect. Like it won't be like, I don't know. I was just gonna say that with the whole like far right thing, like I'm always really surprised how similar like fascist depictions of liberal societies are so similar to the far left's critique, and that they kind of pivot on that like classic like Hobbesian Lockean difference of like human beings, where it's like, well, like okay, so have you ever seen that like Richard Spencer Nazi video where he's like, this society is just another place to go shopping. It's like a scene of a fucking Fight Club. You know what I mean? It's like of course. Well, yeah, of course it's like a fucking terrible place to be. Like, what do you mean?
Totally.
Of course, we live in a shitty media society. Like, you think you're like a genius for like regurgitating the Frankfurt School and like making like cute outfits where you all like look like demons or something. I don't know, but I think that's legit. Sorry.
I love thinking about people as dressed up as demons.
They do. That's what their whole outfit is like, is that they're
Totally.
demons. Oh my God.
Demons and furniture.
Did you guys get to the part of the movie where there was the radical Islamic band and then the like kind of feminist Islam band? Oh, okay.
No. Is Rabia in the feminist band?
No, Rabia is just like very cool concept.
She's the best part of that movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because she's like, it's like, how did the writer allow this character in here to make the whole thing look so dumb? You know what I mean?
I know. It looks silly. It is like very like the hijab, like the point of wearing those things is not to like call attention to like your favorite bands, but it says a lot about people. Like sometimes I feel like people are just like the juxtaposition of different band patches, like, you know what I mean? Like, not to like oversimplify a soul, obviously, but maybe the way their persona is, constructed. It's like, oh yeah, you're a little this, you're a little that, you're a stud here. You know what I mean? It's so on the surface.
Totally. Yeah, it can't just exist inside of you at all.
No. It can't. Or, yeah, that movie gives me a lot of crazy feelings. You got a lot of crazy feelings.
I can't wait to finish it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Should we jump offline and play the Porous thing? And
Oh yeah. Do you what's your favorite Poorest track?
Oh my
that
God.
We should play?
Do you know the one that's about like down with culture? The one that's like
that's the one that you were reminding me of. Which album is that on?
That one is on the Parallel Broadcasts, and it's called like.
But we should play the other one that we have queued up first, because that one's so good.
Yeah, no, play. They're all good. I love them.
Well, yeah, we were gonna play Field Recordings first, because that's the one that you played us like forever ago.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. So
good. I did 9/11. I am 9/11.
Oh my God. Yes. I hope the Portland Secret Police, when they finally find me in Vermont, they'll look through my iTunes and they'll be like, "You listen to Porous, you're going to Abu Ghraib,"
The Portland police are soon to become the world.
They're not even police, right? They're like,
just vans full of.
They're just GI Joes.
They're like federal agents or whatever.
Yeah.
They're like Blackwater Murder Squad.
Yeah.
Elite Squad.
The ghouls. It's funny, the whole ghoul thing. Like, I thought the ghoul thing was just the left calling the right names, like, "Oh, you fucking ghoul." But then I saw, like if you like look on Twitter and you see like someone from the right saying something, like calling someone a ghoul, it's like, oh, I didn't know that was like a thing that both sides were using. But then it's interesting how like, because I always wonder, like, okay, so I bet there's so much common ground between people who are on the far right and people on the like far left or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's like the horseshoe.
Yeah, theory. Totally. And it's like, I realize that if Biden gets elected, we'll finally be unified, that we will all hate the president.
Except for the true sociopaths.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those poor things.
Yeah.
Give them a fake VR world where they can just be as evil as they want.
I
That's what
know,
I think. I think
right?
that's the ethical thing to do to those assholes.
I think
You
that's
know?
true because they don't even want to be in reality.
No.
So just let them have their little fantasy world.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, if we split up the country, so like you have all of like the crazy like neoliberal, just pro-capitalist free market people on one side of the country, and then everyone else can have like a 3-day work week and like
Yeah.
free medical, like whatever, like all
Yeah,
the
and they
things that we
can
want.
just go to their jobs, like put on the VR helmet and just like type on the
I mean, how quickly would
office
all the like
keyboard.
the poor people who aren't benefiting at all from propping up, either party really,
Yeah.
like how quickly would they realize like, oh, on the left side or whichever side they pick, like that side of the country is actually really cool. Like, yeah, they can't have
yeah.
Confederate flags, and like they can't like celebrate, fucking some Confederate military guy or whatever. But like
Yeah.
they also have a 3-day work week, and they have like paid vacations. They have like 6 months paid vacation. I've only thought about billionaires, that billionaires are just like really skillful money miners, like they're mining money,
Yeah.
and so like we should like let them fill up and until they get like so filled up with money, and then just like, all right, then just like pull the plug and all the money comes pouring out,
Oh, yeah.
and then they can just get back to like, scrambling around. And then what's that like video game, if you hit them like all the gold coins fly out?
Oh yeah, I think that's a couple games.
Is that Crash Bandicoot or is that something else?
Maybe, I don't
Oh,
know.
Crash Bandicoot. That's like, I'm triggered right now.
Is that the one where like if you oh no, it's Sonic, right? Sonic.
That's Sonic with the coins.
Yeah, the
I know
coins.
Sonic collects coins.
Yeah, he collects coins, but then if you touches something, then all the coins blast out of him.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, so it could be that sort of thing. Like, we'll
I
let
wish
the
that would
billionaires.
happen to me if I just slam myself against a wall.
Oh, your money falls
Coins
out.
would just fly out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are you preparing for the death of a loved one? Don't worry.
Coins will spill from all of their orifices. Hey, Grandma! That's basically what we're doing. That's basically what we're doing right
Oh
now.
my God. Yeah.
But just the idea that there are people that, they're called billionaires, but they're like people who have been hoarding so much money that they'll never be able to use. Cause it's kind of like stupidly like doing like basic math and be like, okay, if you taxed the income of a billionaire, like if they made $1 billion and you tax them 90%, like a 90% tax rate, they'd still have $100 million.
It's not enough.
Like, that's fucking insane. $100 million
It's a crazy amount of money. I
in
just
1
think
year. Like, how could you spend $100 million in 1 year?
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy to think of people who also live that lifestyle their whole life, and then like there's always a story like they suddenly lose everything, but they can still. All they have to do is pretend they're rich, and then they can just kind of find their way back in, and someone's like made it rain. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's how I imagine the lavish lives. Of
Yeah.
I loved that story of the woman. I think it was in New York. She was like a fake socialite and just hung out with like rich artists.
Oh, yeah.
I love that story. But
That's the millennial story.
totally. And she was just like living in this hotel room for free, being like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna pay you guys because like obviously I'm rich. And they were like, okay, I guess this is fine. And then like when they started actually being like, I don't think she has any money, she just like would disappear and like go to the next place.
So good.
What a cool girl, honestly.
I'm so sad she got busted.
I know. She's like Catch Me If You Can. What was
Totally.
that?
Oh, yeah. That movie is fun.
Yeah.
Except I hate Tom Hanks so much. He's such a prick in that movie. Just let him
my-
let him go, man. Like, what's your problem?
Totally. Why
Like,
do
you're
you
not
care?
benefiting at all.
You know, Tom Hanks was stuck in that airport for so long, he just snapped.
Yeah.
It was the island, then it was the airport, and then he was in that movie, and yeah.
He had to,
Did you
like,
see the
crash
airport
land.
movie? He loves those like stranded movies.
Yeah.
Isn't he doing another one soon?
I don't know if he's doing another one, but I bet he's making one about COVID where he just uses his MacBook.
That's the only reason he got COVID on purpose. So
Oh,
he
yeah.
could be.
He went
Oh
with
my
method
God.
acting.
Oh my God. Yeah, that is definitely a fact. That is 100% a fact.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That would definitely be like what's his name? Christian Bale, the guy that like he'll like lose 150 pounds for a role, then gain 200
Oh
pounds for a
yeah,
role.
yeah.
Wow, what's his secret?
Is that his name? Christian Bale?
Christian Bale, yeah.
Bale. Yeah. I love those kind of people that are so committed to their craft that they're just like, I don't care if I live to be 60. Like, that's not important to me. Like, I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah.
If I need to like cut off a leg to play this role.
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Wow, I feel like you're saying a lot about your process right now. It's a little disarming. Literally. Oh, jeez.
All right, well, I guess we're going to play some more music.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
so great. So great
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah, great talking to you guys too. Keep it real.
I wish we could just... Oh, go ahead.
I just want to plug my band, Donkey No No.
Yes.
We have a donkey in the band. We have a metal donkey in the band, and we play it like a real band. And
You play the donkey like a real band?
yeah, and we also do things like we point the microphone out the window, and we make an album every week.
Where can people support Donkey No No and check it out?
FeedingTubeRecords.com, the only place to get your fill.
To get your tube fed.
Get your tube fed, and yeah, totally cool.
And check out Feeding Tube Records in general, because
Yes.
they've got so much great music and people.
It's like probably one of the biggest reasons why I live in the place I do was being so inspired by it and being like, oh my God, like you can just be out here and in the middle of nowhere, but it can feel like somewhere because you have friends.
I feel like we'll probably move there someday.
Yeah,
Yes!
Kevin and I fantasize about moving to Vermont
it.
all the time.
Do it! That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of realized
Well-
that that's like my feeling about like, oh, you know, I'm so upset with the situation in Georgia and just the
Yeah.
political.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say, do you feel like this living in Vermont that like, or you are in Vermont, right?
I was for
You're in
like
Massachusetts
a
now.
very long time. I live on the border of Vermont and Massachusetts.
Okay, cool.
so.
Do you feel kind of
I've-
more immune to like all the crazy shit, or do you still feel just as immersed in it?
Well, no, I mean, if you even look at the map, we're like the Pioneer Valley, and I hate to like say this on the stream. everybody.
Come and find me, you motherfuckers.
What's your home
Come and
address?
yeah, don't you want to know? But like that, yeah, it's like, but it's crazy because also, I mean, I just like go to swimming holes and like see people that like I play shows with in New York.
Ugh, I miss that.
And it's like, oh my God, there's this like a little scene out here at this pond.
The
It's
swimming
so
hole scene.
beautiful. I mean, it's
Swimming
like, I know every place, every community has their problems, but it really felt like a utopia to me when I lived there. And it was like, just, yeah, you go walk to go for a swim in a beautiful river, and there's like 10 people already like naked swimming, and just like
10 geniuses already in the water.
Yeah.
10 naked geniuses.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not a lot of people, but everyone that's here is like crucial and like feels like we're together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's enough. It's enough to like, because you can only like pay attention to so many people in your brain. I
Yeah.
have the computer, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I'm everywhere, you know? Okay.
I can't wait to see Donkey No No again when all this is over.
Yeah.
This
Oh my God.
hellscape.
You guys, yeah, it's I would love to play a show again one day.
Yeah.
But I didn't even play that much out when I was in the COVID. I mean, before COVID.
Yeah.
So, but
Really? I
now,
thought you were having shows like pretty frequently. It
I
seemed
had like 2 amazing shows. I was like writing all new music for, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna, I was gonna open for Mount Erie like 2 nights, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna like write all this new music,
Yeah.
And then when COVID happened, like my plan just totally died. I was gonna get a whole new band, but now I just realized, oh, this is like actually perfect because I can really just like take my time and be like a real poet about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, totally.
I
It's
love
really forcing me, I feel like, to just accept being an artist instead of like making products. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's hard to separate the means of
Yeah.
production.
Yeah. But it's I feel like this is forcing us to just like be who we are. And
Well, you guys have a cool studio in there, man. I feel like you guys could be having a great time.
Yeah.
yeah.
In a lot of ways, my life, it hasn't changed at all because I've always been, sort of introverted and lived in a
Mhm.
bubble. It's mainly just
Mhm.
this sort of like gloom and terror that exists like on one part of my brain
Mm-hmm.
24/7 that wasn't there before.
Yeah. And you also have to do it now without any of the like ritual affirmation of like playing shows and
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. The ritual affirmation is something I wanted a little more of before I got on. Let me tell you.
But who knows? Maybe it makes people more appreciative.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a period where like, fuck, it's finally safe to go to a concert. I'm going to
Yeah,
the goddamn
maybe.
concert,
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. That would. Oh, I can't wait to go to a concert.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. You'll get your ritual affirmation, Omeed.
Oh, thank God for that. Drive everyone in my life crazy. In the meantime,
We're all doing it.
that's cool.
I feel like I've done the thing that my mom always does where like, okay, honey, I'll see you later. Oh, by the way, blah, blah, blah. Like just like
I
keep the
know,
conversation
I know.
going. I keep doing that to you. Just like, okay, well, we're going to take off now and do this. Like, we can play the song. And then like, oh, by the
It's
way.
just so nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it's so nice to
I
talk to you.
like talking to you guys too. It's really, I was so like, I was again nervous about these things, but we popped in. You guys made a funny sound. It started off good. Like, I know this album. We can do this.
You know how to play this donkey.
I know how to play this donkey. Yeah.
This isn't your first donkey rodeo.
It's not my first rodeo. It's not gonna be my last either. Oh,
All right.
geez.
Peace, Omeed. We'll talk soon.
Peace.
Thanks so
Nice
much.
to hang.
Peace and love.
Yeah. Peace and love to y'all.
Peace and love. I'm warning you with peace and love.
Bye.
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 Peace and love. Peace and love. Playing the poorest.
So I told him. Liquidated.
Yeah?
It's only 4,000 people.
That's nothing.
It's a total non-issue.
Totally expendable. These new ones are too sensitive. Wipe them out.
Larry? Oh my god, is it really you? Look who is here.
Rachel. Wow. Wow, Rachel, this is amazing.
How the hell are you?
I'm great. Things are good. And you?
Everything is fantastic.
Life couldn't be better.
This is amazing.
Wow, the gang's all here.
And then some.
It's been so long.
We are so advanced now.
I know, right?
You remember what we used to say?
Let's bury the brown man back into the sand.
Into the sand?
That's some old school right there back in the day. Back in the day.
Back into the sand.
Well, I see some new faces.
Put me back into the sand.
Oh, I'm so rude. I'd like you to meet Aziz. He's my main brown man.
Good afternoon. I am Aziz.
Hi, Aziz. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi Aziz. What do you do?
I did September 11.
What the hell? Did he just say that?
I did the 9/11.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
I am the one who did 9/11.
I am the September 11.
Somebody help me here.
I will always be the September 11.
Yeah? Did you just mention 9/11?
You must be a conspiracy theorist.
9/11 didn't even happen.
911 is a joke.
Yeah.
Lady, relax. I don't really sound like this.
I actually sound like this.
Oh,
That bloody accent really does my head in. However, it's a pleasure to finally meet the whole crew. Cheers.
Awesome.
Wow.
This is so awesome.
But seriously, what's everybody's current status?
Well, can we get some music up in this bitch? Yo, can we get some music up in this bitch? Yo.
That's more like it.
Oh, yeah.
tell it.
Larry?
Well, I help create NGOs around the world.
Yeah.
What do you do with them?
Stoke flames, pacify, and start bogus color revolutions.
Wow, that's huge right now.
You know it. How about you?
I promote neo-fundamentalist democracy worldwide.
Nice.
I organized the fake polio vaccination program in Pakistan.
Sounds great. I'm retired, but for the past 35 years, I've helped keep black Americans down and put brothers in their place.
By the way, how did you like Obama?
Who didn't? People were crying when he was elected.
Keep crying, bitches.
Well, I did the Arab Spring.
Yes. I remember you from back in Serbia. Ha 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 ha.
We are so good.
Tell it.
We will create an unwitting army of leftist intellectual atheists, LGBT enforcers of freedom of expression, and have them ready by next week.
Long live the revolution.
Long live the revolution.
Long live the revolution.
And how about you?
I produce advanced cognitive dissonance.
That's right.
I've got the task of starting and ending arguments, ruining people's reputations, and helping equate free thought with conspiracy theory.
Great work. You people are outstanding.
I'm not done yet. I'm still talking.
She's still talking.
Fuck it up.
I've got a secret, and I'm feeling wild. If ISIS is a flower, call me Flower Child. Yo, fuck it up.
Oh, yeah.
Truth.
Gee, look at the time. We've got to get a move on.
Right?
Let's do it. And then we'll all go get smoothies and get back to work.
Smoothies for everyone.
And who's this guy in the corner?
Who do we have over here?
I haven't seen you before.
And who are you?
Who, me? I'm just having a coffee here.
Is that a microphone? Are you recording this?
No, wait, I'm making a field.
Fucking field recordings.
Sorry, field recordings.
Field recordings.
Fucking field recordings, fucking field recordists. Who the hell is bringing in all these field recordists?
Oh no, what have you done? He was the guy that turned activists and revolutionaries into foodies and techies a few years ago.
Oh no.
My god. Why didn't he say so in the first place?
It's okay, he was already dead.
It's okay. He was already dead.
Everybody's already dead anyway. It's okay.
Everybody's already dead anyway.
It's okay. We're already dead.
Everybody's already dead
We're
anyway.
already
He was
dead.
already
It's
dead.
okay.
Everybody's already dead anyway. It's 140,000 people.
Hey.
You're listening to NPR, Emerging Global Consciousness. Today we speak to a punk group with a purpose. Down with Culture are a punk band lending a helping hand to countries who might not yet have a democracy.
Tell your people not to cry. Someday they might want to try democracy. What's up, bro? Have a revolution. Right now, we want to see all the governments of the world replaced and install free government. Yeah.
Gary is the lead singer for Down with Culture.
Yeah.
Tell us about the name of the group. How did that come to be?
It's an actual movement. Some people think it means that we are down with culture, but actually we are saying down with culture. See? A lot of our fans think we are a Christian band, but we're not. But we could be.
Now, the word on the street is that you're claiming you are better than some of the other democracy groups around today, such as Pussy Riot.
That's right.
Why is that?
They only have 7 songs. We have 12, so we are better.
I know you have quite a remarkable following. What do you think the group's appeal is?
We want to inspire groups of young people to throw away their traditional cultures and oppressive governments.
In 2009, the American Development Aid Organization, USAID, began to fund and research ways to reach youth in specific rogue countries and tap into culture and subculture to encourage positive response. The USAID Punk Division is run by a ragtag collection of Serbian contractors who work closely with the CIA and other intelligence organizations to infiltrate culture worldwide in order to undermine governments who are not compliant to the established ideas of democracy. The idea is to build a network of young people seeking social change to spark a youth movement against their government through the message of the music.
3, 4. Put your hands up in the air. Cut your arms off and leave them there. Load it on a USB. All my negativity. Optimism melody. Poo-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee. All about democracy. Yeah. This is our identity. I don't care. There's a place for you and me, deep inside a cavity. Optimism melody. Poo-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee. Yeah. Optimistic on the sun. Heat will rupture everyone. Hopeful standing on the moon. All our skin is melting off. Optimistic everywhere. So do you want freedom or not? Show your tits to a local family. Graffiti on a wall. Topple all your government. Your country's gonna fall. Okay, so for the next 4 hours, you'll be hearing a lot of my demos and ideas from the past 8 years, and seeing how it all came together. All of it. Okay? So this next
I'm sorry, Gary, but we are running out of time.
Oh.
Do tell us, though.
Yeah.
What are the group's plans for the immediate future?
We're going to be playing at U.S. embassies all over the world, and even outside of America. And you'll hear us loud and clear. Better look out. Here comes Down with Culture, taking the world from behind with full frontal democracy. Right now.
Forest optimized.
I want the kind of dough that wants what I want when I want it, because he wants it too. That's the kind of dough I want to do.
Can't remember of the season, 7:30, no Harlem. Don't know nothing about you. Don't know nothing about them. I've been walking with my parents, 7:30, no Harlem. I think I fell in love with you.
Grabbing a waffle on Sugar Hill. Big man offering a sugar deal. I get lost in the toilet queue. Mommy get lost in the avenue. But I feel so safe and taken care of. I can't wait to see the player. Basketball players and jazzy treats. Sunset layers in an empty street. I walk on by and I hear the music playing in my head like an illusion. I say hi in the toilet queue. Someone gets high in the avenue. I feel so safe and taken care of. We're sitting there and ready to take off. Rain is silent in the sky. I hear the music and a high five.
You got to me, I was 11. Can't remember of the season, 7:30, no Harlem. You got to me, I was 11. Can't remember of the season, 7:30, no Harlem. Don't know nothing about you. Don't know nothing about them. I've been walking with my parents, 7:30, no Harlem.
I think I fell in love with you. 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 Yeah.
Hi. So we have a very special treat for you today. Quite special, actually.
So in quarantine, I've been working on a bunch of covers, and I wanted to play one now for people to listen to. It's a cover of the song by Stephen Colbrook called "Stay Away from Music," and I was reminded of it through my conversation with Omeed and Kevin about like DIY versus like industry music, and how like no matter where you are, there's this kind of like tragic relationship to music. It's very beautiful and like loving too, but it's like
As a musician,
you're always going to be like chasing something, but you really have no choice but to chase it. And that's why I love the song so much. And so here's an unmastered version of the song "Stay Away from Music." It's got JoJo playing some of the craziest, beautiful fucking saxophone I've ever heard in my life. And Ross Brand, who plays in Locate S1, playing some really funky guitar.
very on brand.
Kevin, very on Ross Brand. Kevin playing an amazing bass line.
I was like, I like punk rock bass.
And let's play it.
Yeah. This is the debut of Christina's song.
Stay
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
We were
You
dancing
guys
around
sound
the
so
room.
good on that.
Dancing around, prancing around, having ourselves a time. Jojo, I forgot about that
fun.
keyboard, that synth solo at the end.
Oh my God. Yeah. All the synths JoJo played on that.
Jojo is a
Insane.
legend.
I mean, with a beautiful song, you can't fuck it up.
You know what? You just can't fuck it up.
You can't fuck up beautiful writing.
So, do you mind if I do my quick little thing?
No, do your thing.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to hang out a little bit over tonight so we can zoom a bit too.
So we can zoom. I want to do a little thing, a little tutorial thingy. Not really a tutorial. I just want to play you another work in progress that I have.
I'm going to quickly teach you how to record.
I'm going to really quick teach you how to make a song from scratch. It's only going to take maybe 3 months. So hope you have time. No, I'm just going to play you this quick work in progress thingy. And I hope that you'd like it, because it's a song that I've tentatively titled.
I love this song.
KCRRAANG. No. Initially, that was the name that I gave it when I first started working on it, because it was a Thundercat reference, because I love Thundercat's music so much, and I wanted to make something that funky. So I called this song KCRRAANG, but the actual title is Fuckheads is the autocorrection. And this is, I've decided to make it go slower. Very speed down, -7%.
This is slowed down?
Yeah, so I slowed it down so it'll be like that, you know? Like
okay.
Something like
Smith. strip, I can dance with you. We took too much bitter, anonymous, performative abuse. And now we can't sleep. She changed her name by one letter, leaving nothing to discretion. Fuck heads is the new preferred autocorrection. Aquatic life, no thought is the sea. That's the only tear I've never cried. It cried for me. Grey babies ululating at the afternoon door. For a vacua conversation. I don't amor, mi amor.
There it is. Oh, there it was. There it is. There it was. There it sang a little song.
There you have it. There it was, and it is a thing of beauty and magic every day. You can never say.
You know
it's
that part
not.
of that love song where it's like, they're locking us up today. They're throwing away the key.
Uh-huh.
I wonder who it'll be tomorrow, you or me.
I got that reference.
Yeah, that's it.
Big
man.
time.
That's it.
Big time.
Big time. Big time bad boys.
I think we're going to make it big time.
You know what? The Kelly family made it big time.
Kelly family?
You remember, Kelly family, I fell in love with an alien. I fell in love with his eyes.
No.
Fell in love with an alien. Telling you no surprise.
Who's that?
Oh, no disguise. That's what he said. Telling you no disguise.
Is that like I fell in love with the stripper?
Very much like that. I think, inspired that song. Fell in love with the stripper.
Fell in love with the stripper, inspired, fell in love with
No, the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that, who sings I fell in love with the stripper?
Isn't that T-Pain?
T-Pain. I know he's a huge Kelly family fan. They also have that song, Ain't Gonna Pee in My Bed Tonight.
Oh, that's the Kelly.
Yeah.
Right.
They're the
I
best.
ain't gonna pee in my bed tonight. We should play that later.
Yeah, I'm going to play that one. So I hope you liked that little sneak peek of the work in progress and also Christina's beautiful new jammer, which will be released soon on Captured Tracks. Should we do a Zoom? Should we talk to somebody?
Yeah, let's zoom out.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're gonna zoom now. Gonna do a Zoom because we know how. Got to do a Zoom and we really know what it's all about. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it, do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it, do it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it, do it. Yeah. Holly, Holly, Holly. Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Good.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. It's a stressful time. I'm moving for August 1st.
Oh my God, it looks like you're moving.
This is the worst time to move. I can't believe you have to do that.
That
well, but the great
sucks.
thing is everyone moved out of New York, so
Oh, yeah.
prices went down.
Oh,
smart.
fuck yeah. It's probably the first time rent has been affordable in New York in a long time.
Yeah, and it's convenient because my landlord sucks and my building sucks, so it's a good time to get out.
Perfect.
Yay! Wait, so are you in your new place right now, or is this your place you're moving out of? Okay.
This is my current place.
Gotcha.
I guess my old place now. Yeah.
The scene is like so triggering. As someone who's moved many times.
I know. We're making progress, slow progress.
I think that's the one good thing though. Like if you are used to like kind of apartment hopping, you just like whittle down your possessions so you can like actually do it in a day, and it's not like
Yeah, that's true.
like if we had to move from the house, it would be such. I mean, it's like one of the
It'd
main
be a
reasons why I'd
nightmare.
never want to move.
Yeah.
Because like if there's like an extra room, like a closet, any closet is gonna be filled with shit.
Yeah.
Totally. I have so much stuff, and yeah, we have a lot of furniture and couches. We actually probably have a lot more like possessions than a lot of people in New York do, but we'll get it over there somehow.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. It always happens, and then you're like, how did I do that? Do you have any help? Do you have
moving
friends
with
who are helping you?
a lover, a partner, a friend?
Yeah, me and Dante are moving in with two of our best friends, so we're gonna be able
Oh, that's so fun.
to work together and get it together.
Nice.
So you'll have a little bubble, at least.
Yeah, and that's what we're thinking. We're moving. I mean, right now we're in like Clinton Hill, and we're moving to Sunset Park, so it's gonna be a big change. Neighborhood, but we're getting a much larger space, and part of the thinking is like if we get into lockdown, like a major lockdown again, we'd way rather be with our best friends and like in a big apartment.
Totally.
That's smart.
Near bars or anything. 'Cause
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
happen right now.
That's
Yeah.
really smart.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say we will be in lockdown again.
How are things in New York? Georgia is like popping off just because our stupid governor doesn't want to mandate masks, but how are things in New York? At least you guys have a little bit better leadership from that perspective.
Yeah, it's different in every neighborhood, you know, and it's different, but depending by like what restaurants you buy, what bars you buy, and stuff.
Yeah.
But this weekend I went to visit my friends who we're moving in with, and they're currently living with their parents in Jersey, and so I got to see what the Atlantic City boardwalk looks like right now, and it's terrible. No one gives a shit. Like,
Are you serious?
in there like sardines, and no one even is wearing masks. It was
Oh,
terrible.
that's so scary.
I saw it from like 30 yards away, turned around and like walked off.
I don't understand how people are not as freaked out as I am.
I think it's just because it's like this whole bullshit of like, oh, it's only going to affect old people. It's like, you got to live your life. Like that's the thing with like the United States. It's just, everyone's just too obsessed with like living their best life at all times, and like we're not really encouraged to be like caring about each other.
Totally.
Or at least we're not forced to do that. Like I feel like a lot of countries are like, no, we're not fucking around. You wear the goddamn mask or I'm going to put you in jail.
Yeah. Which gives me a lot of thoughts that I feel like I shouldn't say.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want people put in jail for, you know what I mean? But like, all you really have to do is be like, if you don't wear a mask in public,
well, yeah,
you get,
okay. So
you have
like
to have a fine. You get a fine for speeding. You get a fine for riding your fucking bike without like a light on it, like
Yeah,
whatever.
totally.
Like they love giving fines. And then
I
there's
don't
one
believe
thing.
in prisons. I don't believe in police.
Yeah, I don't either. But if they're
But
gonna
I
be
do
there, they might as
believe
well
in
do
telling
something.
people to put a fucking mask on.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no one's gonna like. We're not necessarily gonna get rid of the priest. The priest. That's such a weird Freudian slip.
What are you trying to say?
I said police, but I said priest.
Same difference.
I was
That
raised
is
Catholic, so it's probably
same
like I like
difference.
definitely associate priests with police. But like we're not gonna get rid of the police, but if they're gonna be there instead of like giving us tickets for like going 5 miles over the speed limit or like riding our bikes without the right kind of vest or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like even police can't accomplish anything. Like they're just so fucking stupid and useless.
Yeah.
But if if they weren't politicizing wearing a mask.
Well, that's what I was
not
thinking.
them,
Isn't
like
it so
Trump,
crazy?
the
Like
Trump administration.
everything is politicized. So like I was thinking, basically the Trump strategy is like, okay, what are the morons? What's their viewpoint? Okay, I'm gonna support them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so like these people don't like wearing masks. Okay, I'll support those people.
But they created that. Like people wouldn't have cared about wearing masks if the whole Trump administration
that's true,
hadn't
yeah.
been
It's,
like,
like, encouraging
if you wear a
people.
mask, then you're saying you don't like me,
Yeah.
and then you're not on my fun boy team anymore.
Yeah, and they don't want
I
to.
know a lot of people. I have family in Texas. I'm originally from Texas, and there's a lot of people there who really just don't think that any of this is real.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes from a lot of lived privilege, where you think that nothing can affect you or touch you or harm you.
Yeah.
And so it just must like not be real because you haven't like experienced major dysfortune in your life. And I feel like that's like a lot of people maybe who I have like heard arguing against wearing masks and stuff, you know, but like
Totally.
Well, we heard this.
God, it's so frustrating to me that it's that simple. That like it's that just pathetic.
Yeah.
Like humans are just that pathetically predictable.
It's that in addition to like people just getting tired or like like it's the same thing with like people getting fatigue about reading about protests and reading about stuff like that. People just want to move on to the next thing, which is ridiculous. And
Why does every day have to be the same though? You know, like you could be like, oh, this is kind of an interesting time. Like this is the time period where I wore a mask every day. You know, like just because you never wore a mask before in your life, like they're like, I never wore a mask before and I shouldn't have to wear one now. Like times change, life's changed. Like it's not Groundhog Day. It's like every day can be a little bit different. This is the day where you wear the mask.
Well, it's I'm so like overwhelmed with rage right now. I'm running on like a very small amount of sleep.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Christina didn't sleep very well the last couple of nights.
So
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
So I'm just curious, like when you were in New York, like where you lived in the city and stuff, and how long you were here, because I just know that you were here for a while.
Yeah, I lived in kind of on the border of Bushwick and Ridgewood for I think like 3 years. I grew up in Westchester, New York. Then I moved to Vermont when I was in high school, and I lived there until I graduated college. And then after that, I moved to Queens, Brooklyn. So, yeah, I lived in like a pretty quiet zone. Well, it wasn't that quiet. It was like near the Myrtle Wyckoff stop. Right. Yeah. And I liked it there. I had cool neighbors, and it was weird because it was like definitely on like the fringe of like the gentrifying locust point happening. You know, like how they renamed that part of Bushwick like East Williamsburg. Right. That was like coming towards where I was. So, and I was part of that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that must be was it like a culture shock for you to go from Texas to New York?
A little bit. I think, the most interesting thing was because I came here to go to Pratt, and so I came from a Texas public school with lifted trucks and people calling me not nice names. So, like,
Jesus.
Coming here and not really knowing anyone who, if they had any conservative beliefs, you know, no one talked about them at Pratt because you would be like, you know, pushed out. So I think like the support in my age group was what really changed the most for me, probably.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you like living in New York?
I enjoy it a lot. I mean, the past several months have been, you know, could have lived anywhere during this, but I like being here. I feel like there are a lot of good opportunities here for me, and you know, I'll ride that out as long as I can. And then I'll buy a van.
Do you like Pratt?
I did. And then, you know, everything gets on. It's an institution. It's a private institution. It runs on so much money, and they do very little to help their students. Something happened like a week ago or 2 weeks ago now. I was like walking with my friends in the morning by Pratt, and Pratt has Pratt cats. I don't know if you know that.
What is that?
They're like cats that live on campus.
Okay.
And that's happened since like the school was founded. But we were walking by and we saw one of the Pratt cats, like that I've known for 4 years, and I didn't recognize her at all because she had lost so much weight. Aww. Like when COVID happened and everyone left campus, no one is like taking care of the cats, and it's just a metaphor for like how they act like they care about their students, act like they care about their professors, and actually don't. But to see it like physically on a cat was
that's so sad.
She's in my house now. I grabbed her.
And you did. That's awesome.
I've been feeding her, and she's like gained weight and stuff, and is more healthy now. But like, just another reason to be pissed off at my, like graduated, so my now like alum school.
Okay, you're out now.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah.
Do you feel like college gave you a career path, or do you feel like a little bit jilted by that process right now?
The only good thing was networking. I mean, I met a professor who works in the IT department, and he has like this experimental program in the IT department, and I started working for him. So I'm still actually working for Pratt in like a research capacity and like a programming capacity. So, and just networking in general, I've had like other puppeteering jobs with professors that I met at Pratt and stuff. So, but in terms of that,
that's more than most people can say for their schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was just people. That was the good part.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that because like I was watching this video that's kind of gone viral of like all these kids in Michigan, like college kids in Michigan that are like celebrating 4th of July and they're all getting wasted and they're so fucking dumb sounding. I was like, God, these kids went to college. Like I couldn't even get to college. Like I barely graduated high school. Like what the fuck is wrong with me? That
you could have gotten into college.
But then I realized like, maybe I was so checked out that I had zero interest in like extending my academic experience.
Yeah.
And because I really just wanted to get into making music, and just like I didn't want to fuck around. I didn't want to go to music school, and I didn't want to like go to some school, whatever. But then, like if you actually go to a school that can teach you a lot of stuff and sort of like bring out aspects of your brain that wouldn't have been, activated otherwise.
Yeah.
And you get to make connections. So just like going to any college is just not necessarily the best move, but going to a specific college with like a specific set of like goals in mind, whatever.
Yeah, totally.
Like that would actually be beneficial.
Yeah. I feel so like strange about my college experience because it was such a it didn't give me a career path at all, but I really enjoyed my time there. But it's like, this is such a weird, like privileged thing that I did to just like be with these like other art philosophy nerds. Like, I don't know.
Best years
I
of your
feel
life.
conflicted about it.
Is it the best years of your life?
God, I hope not.
Everyone I know who went to art school feels conflicted about it.
Yeah.
Did you have good professors though?
I had great professors. I loved my professors. I loved the school. It doesn't exist anymore because it was too good.
Because she blew it up.
I blew it up.
Pratt is where we did that show, right? Is that where we
What
did that
show?
solo show with, or not solo show, the Locate Us One thing?
Oh, the radio?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you did something in
Yeah, I did a radio show there.
at Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At WPIR? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful campus because while she was doing that, I was just kind of wandering around the neighborhood and
Yeah.
I love the neighborhood and love the campus. It's really beautiful. And
Yeah.
I saw some cats, but I didn't know they were Pratt cats.
Yeah. I saw one without a tail. That's the one that is here now.
Aw. Wait, so how did you get the cat to come with you?
She was just so weak and like desperate for attention, and we had an extra carrier, and I'm very good at picking up cats now. The skill that I've learned. So
Wow. Wait, so it's sort of in your neighborhood. It wasn't like you had to get on the subway with it.
oh yeah, no, I live right now. I'm like 3 blocks from the school or something.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. You were just walking around with the cat carrier and you're like, oh, look, a sick cat.
we had enough people with us that someone could feed her and go get the carrier.
That's
and do
awesome.
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was meant to be, but
It's funny. I had a cat that I saved from New York as well.
oh, really?
Yeah, a long time ago. I saved a cat from Chinatown. I don't know if I saved it. I stole it from Chinatown.
When? What happened to this cat?
When I was like 21 or so, I was like super young. I was up in New York and I was walking around Chinatown and there's this little cat, little tabby cat. And it was like being super cute and like doing this thing like around this car. And I was like, oh my God, this cat's going to like get killed.
Oh no.
So we went out to eat and I was like, if this cat's still here when I come back, I'm going to take the cat.
And you did.
And then I did. And then he was my cat for a long time. His name was Louie.
What happened to Louie? I've never even heard about Louie.
Louie, maybe not that.
I know.
Louie lived a long time and he eventually died the death of a cat, a normal death, a natural death. Yeah, just to show us that death is real. Not death is real. Death
Right.
is
Kevin
real.
just said death to Israel.
I did not.
I just want everyone to know. He's canceled.
Cool.
I can say that because I'm part Jewish.
Christina's part Jewish. The good part.
I think my mom is in the chat.
Oh, Pauline.
Can we say hi?
Yeah. We're going to go talk to Christina's mom on the chat. If that's cool with you.
Just for a quick second.
Just a quick chat.
I know she could talk to me anytime.
Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you.
Bye, guys.
Good luck with your move.
Thanks.
Hey, Holly. I don't envy you, Holly.
Thanks, Pauline.
Wait,
Oh, is your video on, Pauline?
yeah, turn your video on in the bot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look
I have a baby.
you look like you're moving too.
We have the same hair.
That's true.
Yeah, I never noticed that.
Oh my God, I'm having a really missing Indian. I'm reading this chat here. I want to go eat Indian food so badly. I've got to pull out my Indian cookbook that I've only used once in Belize.
Oh my God, I want Indian food too.
Yeah, we should order some.
Can we?
Yeah.
We can't. There's no Indian restaurants here.
That's crazy.
Really?
Well, they're really far away and they're all closed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in Florida, everybody.
Yeah. My mom moved to Florida like 1 month before COVID hit. Is that?
November. I haven't seen Chris and Mike and Annie in 7 months.
I'm Chris, by the way. My family calls me Chris.
Everyone but me.
Yeah. Let's just say I didn't used to be so feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really enjoying watching these Zooms and chats, and they're really wonderful. You guys are awesome.
I'm so happy you come hang out.
Thank you. Thanks for doing these because, we can't go anywhere. Can't go to the movies. Can't go out. And, we've already had COVID. So.
Yeah. You've recovered from COVID. Do you have any advice or useful tips for people who are afraid of getting COVID?
Stay away from people who aren't wearing masks.
Mm-hmm. So how do you think you got it from that door-to-door salesman, right?
Yeah, that's the most likely. Apparently, it's airborne up to 17 hours. They've noticed that. Yeah, I think actually 16, but the difference. And 16 hours. So it's I recommend just keep taking your vitamins and get a lot of rest, drink a lot of water, take an aspirin because it's really a blood disease. Apparently, people are getting serious blood clotting things.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, that's and Mucinex. If I didn't have the Mucinex, I got the worst sinus infection from it, but I was like a minute away from starting antibiotics. I'm like, I just got to hold off on that. And then the next day it cleared up. You just keep doing the good stuff, natural things as much as possible and stay away from the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario.
Yeah.
It took a month to go away.
That's so scary.
Yeah. It kicked my butt. Yeah. It's not fun. It was really unpleasant.
You're pretty made of steel.
And I'm healthy. Yeah, I don't have any underlying things. So that probably helped. I don't have the diabetes. I don't have heart disease.
Do you have diarrhea-betes?
Diarrhea-betes, yes. That's one of the symptoms.
I have diarrhea-betes too.
Well, yeah, so. I'm wondering what's going on in Lady Charles's studio over there.
Yeah, should we shift gears?
Let's go pop into
to
Lady Charles live.
Curious.
All right. Where's? Oh yeah.
Hey.
Hey. If you double click.
Oh yeah.
There you are. Ooh, what's behind you? Making.
Oh yeah, so I
Making
rigged
dinner.
my green screen to say making dinner because I was making dinner for the first hour and I didn't want it to seem like I was just being rude and ignoring you. So it's my making dinner sign.
What'd you make?
I was Steph made salmon and I made Brussels sprouts with bacon for the side.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Brussels sprouts and bacon bits, such a good combo.
I don't understand why it was so discouraged to like Brussels sprouts when I was a kid.
I know that whole thing of like children don't like vegetables. It's like fucking food. It's like
Yeah,
delicious food.
I was like kept from this wonderful food for so long.
It's
that
so
everything was,
weird.
Ew, Brussels sprouts, that's disgusting.
I also I don't see that happening in children today. It's like if you give a kid vegetables, they'll eat them.
Yeah, like Owen.
Yeah,
My
like Owen
brother's
loves
son
vegetables.
is like super into vegetables.
Yeah.
Because they are very flavorful. But if you're raised on like Captain Crunch, then a carrot sucks.
Well,
For
but
me.
I guess I think it's more if you're raised on like frozen peas and carrots or something.
Yeah, they never have enough flavor.
Yeah. And they're kind of like that watery gray feeling.
Yeah, a lot of American vegetables, you have to like actually go to like a farmer's market to get good stuff because, you know, it's funny. Like when I went, or like when you go overseas or whatever and you eat a banana, it's like, wait, this is what bananas taste like? This fucking rules. I love bananas.
Yeah.
You know, because like I feel like a lot of American bananas, I guess, I don't know, they're not actually grown in America, right? Where are bananas from? How much could a banana cost? $10?
I don't know, but did you know the whole thing about how bananas are like completely artificial and like if anything happens to like the banana stand, but like we're fucked if like something happens to this one like banana species.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that. They're like super vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
That will never have bananas again.
Yeah, but like also
We don't
banana,
deserve
the
bananas.
kind of banana. My mom would know about this.
Oh yeah.
I think, but like we totally like bred bananas to be what they are.
Oh, I love bread bananas.
Bread.
What are
I
like the
only eat
little
bread
bananas that are like that big and they're so delicious?
Yeah, those are good.
The baby ones or the Thai ones?
They're
They're like the little like baby sized.
Yeah, they're
Oh, yeah,
baby size, but they're fucking delicious.
Yeah.
They're so much better than like the giant ass bananas.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Totally.
They're like everything I like about bananas and none of the shit that I don't like. You
I
know,
can't
like
really eat bananas
why?
because of my medication.
Oh god damn it. Really? I guess I can't really do grapefruit because my
It makes me
medication.
like retain potassium, so I could get potassium poisoning.
Oh shit. Have you ever had a nice niacin flush?
A niacin flush? A niacin slush?
Isn't that a thing? A niacin flush. I had a niacin flush.
We were playing cards last night. I got a niacin flush.
It trumped all. So have you been working on some new music and stuff?
Yeah, I have.
Cool.
And I went and I've made like a big plan for the next few years, like leading up
Whoa,
to
years.
playing live. And yeah, no, it's been a good time, creative, and like I have tons of time because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Are you playing like solo or with a band?
So I have a band called Valois, and right now we're kind of in a phase of we are tentatively gonna get back into practicing. And then like right before pandemic, I wanted to try doing a more solo thing, and that's kind of what Lady Charles was. But it basically was timed so that I put out the record. I was gonna do my first show, and then like every show got canceled. So I pivoted to just like taking a lot of stylish photos and putting them on Instagram to try and like build up a bit of a following.
That's half the battle these days.
Are you gonna do any of that? Like are you gonna do a live show, streaming show?
Yeah, I want to. I am sort of taking a break from that to focus more on like writing the songs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I do want to get back into that because it's fun because I can like, it's neat what you can do. Like having like a green screen, I can actually like kind of use that like a screen. Like it's neat being more in control sort of the shows than just doing local shows where you kind of don't have control over the environment.
Totally. What platform would you use if you're gonna do it?
I think probably Twitch. I like Twitch, and I've already streamed on Twitch a bit. And one of my friends from the city is like really big on Twitch now. She's like starting to blow up. So
playing music or what?
Yeah, she's called, I think she's called Mermaid Unicorn on Twitch. Her name is Alana Sterling. She plays music, but she'll like bring in like elements of cosplay.
Oh, cool.
And like she'll do days where she'll just play instrumental stuff and encourage everyone to like jam along at home.
Cool.
So she has like her whole like kind of programming on a weekly basis. Like she doesn't even really tour anymore. She's kind of just found her audience through that.
That's rad.
Mm-hmm.
Christina does a lot of Animal Crossing on Twitch.
Not true.
You should.
Not true at all.
You should. I think that'd be cool. We get you like a headset mic. And...
Would anyone watch that?
Do you think people would be into watching Christina play Animal Crossing?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, no, do you think that people would be into watching Christina play Lady Crossing?
Lady Crossing?
We just like film her crossing her legs.
Yeah. It's Lady Crossing.
Yeah. Just do like with long pants. Do some leg crossing.
I could just reenact that scene from Basic Instinct over and over again.
Ooh, I'd watch that.
My mom is on the
Oh my god, I'm
Zoom.
sorry. Should we take another friend?
Yeah.
Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah.
I like your music, by the way. We listened to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear everything else.
Yeah, both your new songs, by the way, were really cool.
Oh, thank you. Who should we talk to?
Let's talk to Miklos.
He walked away from his thing, though. Maybe he's in the bathroom.
Oh, looks like he's coming back.
Miklos!
Hello! Ask to unmute. Ask to unmute. Asking.
Ask to unmute. Ask to
Miklos.
unmute.
Miklos. Hey! Sup?
Jalen, can you hear me?
Tell us about this witch's daughter.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so... wait, is it echoing for you, or is that just me?
I think it's just you. Yeah, it sounds
Probably
normal.
playing both of the things. Okay, cool. Okay, so... You can hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so... I live on this like weird hill with there are a whole bunch of these weird rundettes, right? It's like octagon stilt houses on the side of a mountain.
That's awesome.
Okay, so but like right up the hill, yeah, it's like 25 feet from me. There is this this family that lives there, and there are these Puebloan Indians, and the mother hates me a lot, and the daughter has decided that we are soulmates.
Oh.
And
What have you decided?
I've decided that I don't know, man. I'm always trying to look for like the better way out of things, like the reasonable conclusion, like trying to make
Politely
everything
decline.
work for everybody.
Politely decline.
See, it's too close by because I can hear them yelling at each other. Like right outside my window. I got this morning. I walk out my door, and I got this manifesto.
Oh no.
Whoa.
That's scary.
Do you think it's like a psycho situation where they're both the same person?
They're not the same person. I mean, I'm pretty crazy myself, so I mean, like I can recognize that as far as like mental illness goes, but the treatment's not there, and I don't know. I'm not Like I've written these before. These manifestos.
You recognize that?
So you're getting a taste of your own medicine right now. How does it feel?
I guess I never sent them to anybody else.
Okay. Did you read it?
Confusing,
or
man.
are you scared to read it?
Most of it, yeah. Most of it is what you told me in person as well. It's loops and loops, like pages and pages. It's like 12 pages back and front.
Did you shut it down?
I can't.
You have to.
I literally can't. There's nothing I can do to shut it down.
What would be your advice, Christina?
Politely decline.
And then hope for the best.
What to this woman who else would you decline? You have to say like, I really am flattered, like I'm not interested in this. You gotta shut it down.
Yeah, you gotta shut it down.
No, but it's true. No, I mean she seems like a cool girl though, but like
yeah.
But like I literally met her a week ago, and that's just.
Well, so are you saying there's some interest there on your end?
Well, she's cool, but I can't tell whether or not she's having like a episode or if she's always like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like
I've known her like a week.
Yeah.
So you kind of like could be into her, but you're not sure.
In some sense, I mean, I don't know. I want what's best for her, but
yeah.
That's a tough situation.
If she turned down the crazy by like 80%, then you guys could have maybe a future together, or what? 100%?
Yeah, what percentages are we working
hard to
with
say.
here? See, I think that writing a manifesto like that when you've known someone for a week
That's a red
is
flag.
a red flag.
That's a red flag right there.
No, it's all red flags.
Yeah, and
red flag.
in my opinion, even
I
if
still feel for her, like,
yeah.
But okay, so because you feel for her,
situation who kind of came to me as a cry for help, and that's like, I don't want to take that all. I don't want to take that entire burden.
Yeah. People get.
That's why you shut it down.
I'm not equipped for that. But
that's why you shut it down. But you say like, I'm here, to talk as a friend, but I'm gotta shut it down.
Yeah. People get killed for shit like that.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the first questions she asked me was, "Do you have a gun?" I'm like,
"What?" Oh my god, that's not good.
No. You're like, yeah, I got a couple guns. I keep them loaded.
Are you afraid of her?
Me? No, of the girl, no. Of the girl, no. Of the mom, yeah. And the entire situation. See, they're from Taos, New Mexico. They're like from a reservation, and they moved here a couple years ago, about the same time that I moved here. And from what I've gathered, their family is like deeply in drug, like involved in like cartel stuff.
Oh
basically.
no.
Yeah, like FBI investigations and murders and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah.
You're fucking with us.
No, I'm fucking with you.
I don't know, man. It sounds like you should move.
What are the other neighbors like?
Well, we have these these really sweet lesbian couple who are awesome, and then there's this like a brewer and his girlfriend.
So everybody else is chill.
And then there's a bunch of rich people who don't really give a shit for the most part. Yeah, but they're the closest to my house, and I like this place. I'm just starting to feel moved in.
Yeah.
Aw, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, this is not a sustainable situation. Something has to change.
Yeah, something's got to give for sure. But it's like trying to figure out what has to give, and like.
So wait, why are you afraid of the mother?
She's great.
Is she?
She threaten you or anything?
Is she your landlord?
I mean, no, she's not my landlord. We're all renters.
Oh, I see.
My landlord lives in California. Or not California, Canada. In Canada. So he can't get here anymore.
Okay, so these are just neighbors.
Just neighbors, but it's like next door neighbors.
And they're trying to talk to you and stuff, and like.
They're leaving me these weird schizophrenic manifestos, and like I feel like I have to write one back, but.
Is she like your age?
Or that sort of mental energy. She's a bit younger than me.
What kind of things does the manifesto say? Is it like at all based in reality, or is it
like I want to stab you?
No, it's not. I want to stab you. It's based in reality for sure.
Not stab per se. Strangle?
There's nothing aggressive in the manifesto. It's I don't know. I don't know how crazy you guys are, but like,
I'm not manifesto crazy anymore.
You used to be?
Yeah, me neither. Like I used to be. I have many manifestos. I never sent them to someone else's house though. I never dropped them on my doorstep. But like,
yeah.
So like I don't know where that's at. Like and like you know I wanna help her to get to a place where she has some actual help. That's like
yeah.
It feels weird to just like dip out, you know, straight up.
I don't think you have to dip out.
Especially because I like you know living here. It's a nice house, but...
Yeah, I think you just need to set the terms.
Crazy, man.
You need to
boundaries.
set the terms of this. Set your boundaries. Say like, I think you're awesome. I'm really not looking for a relationship with you, but like, if you actually want to talk to her and be there for her, you could just say like, I'm here on a friend basis.
Well, I mean, do you think that the thing is that her mom won't let her really talk to anybody? She's extremely domineering.
Really?
Oh my God, it is like psycho.
No. It's very strange, man.
Well, aside from that, how's things?
Pretty fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah,
like,
working on some new jams.
Yeah, it's just hanging out. A buddy of mine, John, I think I sent you his music.
Yeah, I loved it.
A couple of months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rad.
He's working on a new album, Better Than Anything. So I've been helping him work with that as far as like mixes and masters go.
Can you work out of your house?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I have all my gear here.
Cool.
I got like a rack and like a 388 and a whole bunch of Fender amps and stuff like that. You know.
Nice.
So I'm chilling. I'm doing all right as far as all that goes. The real life stuff, not the crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, it just seems like you never get a moment's rest. Like right when I thought that everything was gonna like chill out and just like start being normal, shit just gets crazy.
That's how life works. It's like I always thought that once I got older, or just like time would go by and I would figure things out and it would chill out. It's just you just get more problems to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. No, and it's like right when like Mercury retrograde ended, that's when shit got crazy again. So I was like, I had my guard down. You know?
Right? Oh man.
Like,
I'm a big astrology fan myself, so.
Omeed.
Omeed, yeah.
What's his name? Omeed. Wait, was he always in Vermont or?
I'm
he used to live down in
not
Athens?
sure. My friend Jake
I'm
said
sure
that they went to school together, and I think that Jake is from Philly, so I think there's like a. I thought that Omeed was from around that area, but.
Yeah, I don't think he's from Athens.
He's not from Athens.
No.
Not from Athens?
No.
Okay. Weird. I don't know. I feel like I've been to the barn and talked to the guy in the rainbow hat on that album cover, but I wasn't sure.
Oh, Chris Wiseman? Maybe?
Is that his name? I'm not sure.
I think
I can't
that's
remember.
the one in the rainbow hat.
One of my bands crashed there for a minute.
Let me see. In Athens?
Right outside, yeah.
That probably
I can't
didn't
remember.
happen. That was probably a
fine.
different person. But yeah, Chris Wiseman is in that band, and Chris is also one of, like, for me personally, the most influential songwriters.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Of all time. And I highly recommend checking out his music.
Total legend.
Oh yeah, that is Chris with the rainbow hat.
Yeah.
Chris with the rainbow hat.
Chris
and
with
he
the
lives in
rainbow
Vermont.
hat.
And that's where he lived in the town that I lived in and was very responsible for me, like, wanting to write songs.
He's a genius, and so is his partner.
Ruth Garbus. Both geniuses.
Both geniuses. I want to start a super group with them, but Christina won't let me.
I won't let you. I would love to let you.
And you. Remember how you said, no, Kevin, I won't let you.
I won't let you do any music.
So oppressive.
I'm oppressive.
We should go because I have to go pick up Alibi.
Yeah, Alibi's going to come sleep over.
Great to see everybody's beautiful. Yeah, good to talk to you. Good to see everyone's beautiful faces.
Send some crazy vibes.
I'm going to just say one last thing about this because I feel strongly about it. When you set boundaries and when you're open about your needs and your boundaries, you can't fail.
Well, you can still get stabbed.
You could get stabbed, but I don't think you will get stabbed if you're coming from a place of love and you're being honest.
Yeah.
People stab when they feel deceived and toyed with, I feel like.
Yeah, probably it's more of a stabby thing.
Yeah.
People stab what they want to stab. They stab the object they see. Right?
Yeah. If you could make your body a different object and then make that other object stabbable.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to burn an effigy of myself. My neighbor can see me.
Yeah, you should just build like a clone of yourself and put it outside. And then she can just like talk to the clone.
Talk to the clone. Talk to the clone.
These are all really good ideas.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that that's a good idea.
Appreciate it.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye. It is time to say bye-bye.
We say now it's time to say goodbye.
Goodbye. Go to hell.
Go
away.
Go to hell. I'm going to end with this song that I really like.
This is a good song.
By Esperanza Spalding.
Was she in Caddyshack?
Uh-huh. Good night. I love you all.
See this pretty girl. Watch this pretty girl.